Graduation Coach Campaign's video series. The Graduation Coach Campaign is an initiative in Philadelphia that is committed to supplying adults with the information they need to help students graduate high school and move on to college and successful careers. You can find more videos like this one at phillygradcoach.org. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on new videos as they are released. Please feel free to pause, rewind, and rewatch this video at any time to get the most out of your viewing experience. Hello, my name is Saya Hormozi and I'm the director of the Graduation Coach Campaign. While many of our game plans focus on ensuring your students' success in school by helping them to navigate school systems like the high school application process or how to answer concrete questions like, what is the difference between the ACT and SAT? We also want to help you to develop your students' own abilities and character by encouraging them to adopt certain traits and attitudes that will make them more likely to succeed, not only in the classroom, but beyond in the workplace and in life. For example, students who learn how to overcome challenges and make wise decisions are well equipped to accomplish their goals throughout life. To achieve this, students need both skills and strengths to help them succeed. So what do we mean by skills and strengths? A skill is a specific, practical ability that a student can use in many different situations. The ability to read on grade level, for example, is a skill. A strength, on the other hand, is more of an attribute, a positive personality trait that is linked to success, such as being resilient or flexible. Skills and strengths take time to develop. However, as a graduation coach, there are many things you can do to help your student work on them. In this video, we will identify 5 key skills that all students need to succeed. We will share some practical tips and exercises you can do with your students to help them develop these vital skills. The key strengths will be discussed in another video entitled 5 Key Strengths to help your students succeed. So, let's talk more about skills. I bet you can quickly come up with a list of skills your student already has. Your student may be good at drawing, or they may be good with computers. One way to identify your student's skills is by simply asking them what they think their skills are. Explain what a skill is and have him or her make a list. While he or she is making this list, you can also make a list of what you think their traits are. At the end, compare lists. Your student may not see things in themselves that you see. Or maybe you'll discover something new about your student that you didn't know. This exercise not only helps you to get a comprehensive list of skills to work with, but it is a great way to boost your students' confidence. While students often have unique and valuable skills, we at the Graduation Coach Campaign have identified 5 key skills that are important for all students to have. These key skills can help your student through every stage of his or her life. The 5 key skills we have identified are reading, writing, math, critical thinking, and decision making. Let's go through these one by one and talk about how you can work on them with your student. The first key skill is reading. Reading skills are important for school and for standardized tests, but did you know that students who read a lot also tend to have better social skills and more self-awareness? The key to working on reading is to encourage students to read for fun, since students often feel bogged down by the reading they are required to do for school. Here are some tips to help make that happen. First, talk about books that you have read, what they were about and why you love them. Set a good example. When your student sees that you love reading, he or she will more likely think of reading as an enjoyable activity. Second, give your student the choice of what to read. When students can choose their own material, they are more motivated to read. Ask them what kinds of things they've always wondered about. Outer space, myths and legends. Let them know that they can find out more about these things in books. You can also take your student to the library and talk to a librarian about what types of books your student might like if they're not sure. In Philadelphia, you can go to freelibrary.org to to find the library closest to your student. Finally, give your student access to a wide variety of reading materials. You might want your student to read mostly challenging books. However, students may read more often when they also have access to light reading and digital sources. For example, give your student access to graphic novels, magazines, online articles, and blog posts. This will keep your student reading on a regular basis. Visit readwritethink.org to find more ways to help your students stay interested in reading. The second key skill is writing. Writing is incredibly important for practical reasons. It's required for success in school and also in the workplace. However, writing is also a way to encourage creativity and self-expression. To motivate students to write, it is important to show them how useful it can be to them. Give your student a journal for writing out feelings and thoughts, or to jot down poems or short stories. This way, students can learn that writing can be both fun and also a way to release deeply personal thoughts and feelings which they may be grappling with. Teenage students are often opinionated, and it's easy to become frustrated with them when you feel they are being headstrong or difficult. However, you can help them to use writing to channel their convictions in a positive way. Instead of arguing their point with you verbally, encourage your student to write about the things that make him or her upset. They can compose a written argument for something they want, or write down what they are upset about, why, and propose a solution to the problem. When students are passionate about an issue, adults can even help them to write a well-crafted opinion on a blog or social media. Students will be more motivated to write when they recognize that writing is a powerful way for their voices to be heard. The third key skill is math. Many students and adults think that they are just naturally bad at math. Many of us assume that math skills are something we have to be born with. This is a myth. The truth is that anyone can learn math through hard work. The key to helping your student in math is to increase his or her confidence. There are 3 simple things you can do to motivate your student. First, remind your student as often as you can that math is learned through hard work and persistence. Most people who are good at math get there through practice, not through natural ability. Your student needs to believe that he or she can do math too. Second, when you help students with their homework, give them some easy problems first. This warm-up gives them a boost of confidence. Similarly, help your student break difficult problems down into tiny steps. This way, instead of feeling overwhelmed, students can feel proud and motivated with every step of the problem they get right. Khan Academy is a great online resource that can help your students sharpen their math skills at all levels. Finally, remember that your student's math teachers might be his or her best resource. Communicate with your students' teachers to ask about extra help or tutoring. The fourth key skill is critical thinking. It is important for your student to question the information he or she is given by any source. This means they should never just assume that what they read on the internet, conversations they have with friends, what they see on TV, or even what they learn in school is always accurate and unbiased. Students shouldn't adopt every opinion that is presented to them without first taking a moment to reflect on it themselves. They should consider questions they may have about that information and ask those questions, or look up the answers online to form their own opinions. While your student is working to form their own opinions, here is a basic checklist to help you help your student evaluate the sources they read. First, have your student verify facts. Can your student find the same facts on a reputable website, like a government or a university site? Ask your student to identify bias. Does the source of the information have a reputation for being one-sided? Does it have an obvious opinion on the issue? Next, ask your student whether the logic of the argument makes sense. For example, is the source of the information using a few extreme cases to try to prove a general point? This is an example of faulty logic. The final step in critical thinking is to put the pieces together. Based on everything your student has read, what is his or her opinion on the issue? Remember, questioning information is different than questioning authority. If your student has questions about a topic a teacher is discussing in school, for example, he or she should approach the teacher after class and voice his or her questions and concerns in the spirit of learning, not in an effort to embarrass or correct him or her. This is the case with anyone, an adult or a peer. No one, no matter their age, likes to be called out or made to feel dumb or incompetent. Encourage your student to question information in a way that is respectful and collaborative, not dismissive or condescending. The final key skill is decision-making. Compared to grown-up problems, the challenges children and teenagers face might seem minor to the adults in their lives. Keep in mind, however, that these seemingly simple decisions can shape how your student will react to more complex issues in the future. By learning to make good decisions today, your student will learn how to make good decisions in the future. To practice decision-making, ask your student to identify a decision he or she is facing. Next, on a sheet of paper, draw two columns, pros on one side and cons on the other. Have your student write down the advantages and disadvantages of making this particular decision. This can help your student prioritize what is most important. Even if this seems like a lot of work at first, your student won't have to do this process every single time they need to make a choice. After practicing a few decisions, this approach will start to become automatic in their minds. So let's replay the highlights. The 5 key skills we have discussed are reading, writing, math, critical thinking, and decision making. These skills are something your students should be working on continually. The more they practice and exercise the parts of the brain that use these skills, the stronger your student's mind will be. And a strong mind is a successful mind. So, what is the very next step you can take after watching this video? After watching this video, sit down with your student and have them identify which key skills they'd like to work on first. Maybe they want to work on their math, or maybe it's their decision making. Whichever skill they choose, do the corresponding activity we talked about in this video and schedule a time to work on it with your student. If they want to work on reading, you can have a conversation about books you like. Writing, help your student write about a strong opinion. Critical thinking, you can show your student how to read internet sources critically. Or you can walk your student step by step through a math assignment or an important decision. The secret to improving your student's skills is to stay motivated. By boosting your student's confidence and by making these skills fun and relevant, you can help your student feel motivated to learn. You can apply this philosophy to any skill you believe is important for them to have. Stay up to date on all the latest Graduation Coach campaign information, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. And for more information on other ways to support your students and more videos like this one, go to phillygradcoach.org.